Back to Milton Daily Homes. Hope you had a great long weekend, whether you stayed at home or you went somewhere else. Overall, the weather was pretty good, and I think everybody enjoyed themselves from what we've heard. So, anyways, the first property up, I think there's 13, is 81 Millside, penthouse number 6. And it's at $249. It's a 2-bedroom plus a den, and you can even see a little bit. I believe that's probably where the wallpaper was, where you can actually see the marks on the walls. Even here, you can see that there was probably a clock or something. You can actually see the dark spots and the light spots from the light going on the wallpaper. So now $20,000 goes a long way in a condo if you think about it. IKEA kitchen, some new reasonably priced appliances, maybe on sale. Some new flooring. Hardwood floor is probably about $5 a square foot. Even if you did a laminate floor, it would be less than that if you knew where to look, and then get it installed for maybe $1 a square foot. Nothing crazy there. You put some new light fixtures in. Now, I would expect that after the work is done that it should sort of be worth around what they're asking. So seems a little bit high. It's going to be a tough sell just because not everybody's willing to do all the work. But if you are, opportunities present themselves excuse me, all over the place. So $549 is the fees. It includes heat, hydro, water, everything except your cable TV basically, and obviously your property taxes. Fowles Court is at $334.9. And there's a bit of a disconnect. So look at this one here. It's an inside unit, but then when you go down to the description, it says end unit feels like a semi. Now when you look at the room measurements, the big great room plus a dining room, it's usually an L-shape design, and this is a moon seat end. It's got to be. I mean, even this other has got to be the eat-in kitchen because this is the only model that has the eat-in kitchen. 2 bedrooms, hardwood floors on the main level. So keep that in mind. You get, with a lot of these models, if you type in Mattamy Moonseed End or Moonseed, you can usually find the floor plans online, or you can just look at this next one, which is 18 Finney, which is the floor plan, which I believe it is. They must have mixed up their pictures or something. $339 is the price on this one. $5,000 more, and you can see how the kitchen, the photographer is actually sitting in the eat-in area. So this is the only model, the 3-story kind, that has the eat-in kitchen. Extra pantry space. You've got some pretty tasteful laminate on that floor, and you're facing green space, and that's the gas line right there. So you always want to check this, but I'm almost positive that nothing's going to be built in front of this home. Would I pay an extra $5,000 for it? I know the other one has hardwood, this one has laminate, but on a very simple comparison, me personally, absolutely, I would in an instant. We've seen that these models have sold anywhere from $320 to $340. And it really, that can depend a lot on competition, market demand, all kinds of stuff. There's at least 5 or 6 things that, the market value depends on. So they're in the right range. I don't know if that price is attainable, but it's certainly within the range of what they've sold for in the last couple months. This one on Gollan's, $369. It's a townhouse, no finished basement. And I look at this, like, would that picture right there be better in a wide screen? They've done these sort of tall pictures, and I don't know if they're doing it justice. The kitchen seems very small to me. Even that area doesn't look very big, and you'd think that a wider camera angle would kind of spread that one out a little bit more. I think there's better options in the price range. This model, this one on Barclay, I know it is more expensive, but you see these models all the time. Actually, one just came out this morning that we'll profile tomorrow on Kerr, and that one I think is $379. So you can find better deals, I think, in the price range. This one here is at $393. About 1,380 square feet, and you've got hardwood floors. You've got the iron pickets. They've even upgraded this too, and the cabinet going out to the fridge level is a great upgrade. You can see that there's 2 full bathrooms upstairs. There's a finished basement with no bathroom down there, and then you're siding onto a park. So maybe not private, but certainly open. Lots of green space. You can see the trees are really going to start to grow in nicely, and the backwood deck there probably needs a lawn mow, but besides that, it certainly looks like an impressive home. all brick, end unit, everything else. We see interior units with not even as good finishes sell right in the 370. So these guys are in a good spot. A little bit higher than what they do sell for typically, but I think they got the goods to do it. This one in Costigan, about 1,700 square feet, big. It's kind of long and narrow, so it has a big long room here. Hardwood floors, and you can see the kitchen's a pretty good size. It stretches out a little bit more, that little sort of island that comes off. And yeah, the one thing I saw here, it could back onto some green space, which I think is probably a huge feature to showcase. I'm not crazy about these ones on Costigan. I think they feel really cramped. And I find the floor plans really long and narrow. It is 130 feet deep, which is certainly a positive thing. So I have a feeling the lot may be the difference on this one. The house itself you can pretty much find in a lot of places for a similar price range, but if the lot's really good, that could be the competitive difference. This one on Trudeau is $478,893, and 1,820 square feet with what says a partly finished basement. And so you can see the finishes here, the hardwood floors. It is being rented, excuse me. And you can see the rooms upstairs. Common complaints on this one, the master closet, there's not a lot of space there, but you've got laundry upstairs plus 3 bedrooms. Now, what you may not know, and what we have a chance to read in the description, is that showings are only Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m., so 2 hours out of the week. And if you were working, I don't know how you'd expect to make that trip, but they're only showing it for 2 hours a week, and it's because there's tenants in there. So they have tenants till May 30th, 2013. Now, you'd always want to check with the lawyer about this, but my understanding of the Residential Tenancies Act is if there's an existing lease in place, as a landlord, you have to assume that lease in almost every case. So you are in a position where you wouldn't be able to necessarily guarantee vacant possession of this place. There's a good chance you'd have to take over that lease as the new landlord. Now, a couple loopholes, but that's something that that you probably want to talk about, not in this video. So Vickerman is 509. And so this is the new version of that one. So the previous one we just showcased is 1,820 square feet. Then Mattamy said, you know what, we got some extra space because above the family room they don't really build anything. And so we're going to put a 4th bedroom. We're going to increase the ensuite. We'll give you more closet space. All the things that the other one was lacking. And obviously the 4th bedroom goes a long way too. But it's the identical floor plan on the main level, which people always tend to like. It's a really nice floor plan. Breakfast bar here. Little bay window, which just helps to kind of bring your table off to the side. And they've done this one up quite nice. 509, to me, I think that there's bigger homes available for the same price, and you also start to hit double garage territory too, at which point I think that I would probably choose some other options above that one, but it is a pretty good looking home. It's probably not that far off. So Pringle is 549,880, 2427 square feet. They've got the rounded arches, and so your front door is around here, so you can actually see right through to the kitchen. This little kind of pass-through window is really convenient if you are having a dinner party. It does have a really nice floor plan. You can see some of the upgrades in the kitchen. And for this size of home, you're not getting a massive lot. It's 36 by 90. But I think with the brick and the stone, it's actually in a good spot. Under $550 is an aggressive price for these guys. This one on Laurier is $559,900. It's a back split, and it's a newer style home. It's in Timberley. It's right by Holly, kind of. 50 by 100 foot lot, and they were built. There was a bit of an infill development that went on. I don't know the age. I think it's probably less than 20 years ago. I think it was in the 90s. And yeah, you can see that it's generally been done very well. You've got some decent windows down in the basement, and it actually $559 in Old Milton. It's definitely in a price range that there is some competition. There's no doubt about it. They do have some good features, though, I think that might allow them to stand out. McMullen is $569, and so you're looking at a 46 by 103 foot lot. Very impressive sized lot, and you've got a bit of landscaping there, hardwood stairs, very shiny, gleamy hardwood on the main level. Now, I think that there's better kitchen layouts in the same price category, so that could certainly be something that might hold them back. Parquet floor upstairs. Is it better than carpet? I guess for some people, maybe if your kids have allergies, but I know generally the feeling towards parquet is most people aren't crazy about it, but there is a definitely very respectable size yard there. $569 I think is in line with the rest of the competition. Homes is at $609 and it's about 2,800 square feet plus change, and yeah, it doesn't have a lot of zip to it. It's a good, clean family home. California shutters upstairs, and this one has a lot that's generally a bit bigger than the most of the homes in the neighborhood as well. 609, I would personally take a slightly smaller home, because really the difference between 25 and 2,800 square feet is just bigger rooms basically in the 28. It doesn't necessarily have more rooms. You don't generally see the main floor den start to show up, or the 3 bathrooms upstairs, which tends to be at about 3,000. So I would tend to maybe slide to a 2,600 square foot home and probably keep the budget under 5. Dimont 659. It's a wood lily end, so it's 2,661 square feet. There's lots of windows on this one. It's a nice bright home. Main floor looks pretty good. There's a couple pictures here that I don't think really showcase it to its best. I mean, that kitchen's your money shot. You gotta be bright, you gotta be perfect, and there's a hardwood landing. Now there's an opportunity to showcase some of the stuff in the basement. Looks like there's 2 bedrooms with a separate entrance, a kitchen, all the rest of it. We're starting to see more of those come out, and it's interesting to see how I mean, some of them just sit on the market and some of them get swallowed up pretty fast. This model with a finished basement, not really taking into consideration what a true apartment would go for. This seems a little bit high. These models have kind of been hovering without finished basements, really nice ones in the $550 to $600 range. So the basement's not worth $60,000, even if somebody put that much in. It just doesn't come out on the other end. And so anyway, so that's the list for today. No measurements on that one, which would definitely help their cause. But that's the list. I think 13 properties. We'll be back tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes. We have a buyer class coming up August 25th. Which is a Saturday, and it's from 10 to about 12:30, and you can sign up for that just over there. It's a great time. We talk about a lot of really important things, not just for first-time buyers. We've had people that have come that are on their 3rd or 4th home that learn a bunch of stuff, and it's a great time. So we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.